Hey friends! So remember that one time where you all were like, hey, I like your makeup today, will you make me a makeup tutorial? And I was like, oh my gosh, sure! So I did it, but I have really garbage technology and at the time I did. The video ended up being like an hour long, even though I really didn't record it for an hour. It was all complicated, but here's the deal. Today's a new day and we're doing this tutorial. That's why you're watching it. So this is really just an everyday makeup tutorial. I love makeup, but if you're like me, you also enjoy your budget and don't want to eat ramen noodles all the time because you spent $500 on some makeup. And also, who has time to just sit for an hour every day doing their makeup? I know I personally do not. So this is an everyday makeup tutorial using drugstore makeup products. A lot of times I'm able to do some very complex and really cute looking makeup with inexpensive things. Yes, I do have some of those designer products that you get from Ulta or from Sephora, places like that, but the majority of my makeup is Wet n Wild, e.l.f., L'Oreal, things like that. So this is a tutorial on my general everyday makeup look. It's achievable for anyone, any eye color, any complexion. In terms of skin type, I have like combination skin, but we'll go over some of those things. So let's get started. So one of the really important steps when it comes to doing your makeup is cleanliness. You definitely want to have a clean palette to work with. So I washed my face with my daily face wash. Now I'm going to moisturize it. Your makeup is truly only as good as the foundation that you put it on. I'm not talking about, your actual makeup foundation, but your skin, the palette that you put it on. So sometimes you could have the greatest makeup in the world, but if your face is dirty, that's probably not the best start. So what I generally do after I wash my face is then I like to use these Valgene Labs Firm Facial Serum. And for me, I have some open pores and sometimes my face does like to get oily in certain spots. I find that this really helps just kind of close up those areas that would be susceptible to getting oily super quickly. So got this at TJ Maxx. I believe it was like $4 and I've had it for about 4 months at this point, but I just hit my T-zone really, and then on top of my cheeks, runaway drops. And I just rub that in, and this is before I put a moisturizer on my face. So I put that all around. I really try not to put it on my eyes. Try to keep things that don't belong on my eyelids off my eyelids, but just in my T-zone and then under my eyes, concentrating on those creases under my nose. Get that rubbed in, and once it's pretty much rubbed in, get a little fan. And this is just, again, a nice way to close up those pores, get a good foundation. It's refreshing, doesn't feel sticky or anything, and there's no residue. So then after I put on that facial serum, then I like to use my moisturizing cream. So there are places in my face that are super oily, but there are also places in my face that are extraordinarily dry. I find that this particular moisturizing cream that I use is really good in balancing the two. One thing that is important to know is that if you do have dry skin, you need to put a moisturizer on it, but even if you have oily skin, you need to find a moisturizer that is good for your skin, because if you wash your face, you dry it, your skin is going to create natural oils to replace it if you don't put something on it. So find a moisturizer that works for you, that helps keep your skin vibrant. So just put all of that on. Hey, I already look cute, but we're not done yet. So once I've moisturized my face, and you want to make sure you're going past your face too, so just around your neck and whatnot, The next step is to prime your face. So you're taking care of the moisture part, so everything underneath your makeup is going to be taken care of once you take your makeup off. But then the primer is going to help your actual makeup stay on. And I have a variety of different primers that I like to use, but lately I've been going for more of a, natural glow. And the e.l.f. line has a really good primer line. There's a hydrating one, there is this green one, I don't know what it's called, but then there's also this illuminating face primer. In my personal opinion, I try to look like a frosted donut. This helps me look like a frosted donut. So this e.l.f. illuminating face primer, again, you can get it at Walmart, Target, any drugstore, as well as some of the bigger places like Ulta. Really don't need a whole ton. This is a pretty saturated formula, but I like to target it on my forehead, on my nose, under my eyes. And what I find this does is that it just adds some more illumination to my face, especially in areas that tend to be dull. Under my eyes tend to be dull, that in particular. Honestly, I enjoy this product so much so that if there's a day where I don't really have time to put on makeup, don't want to put on makeup, I'll just wear this and some lip gloss and call it a day, because it's great. It has these little specks of gold, and you can probably see it, where it's just these little magical golden specks make you feel like $1,000,000 if you didn't already. So this is creating a good foundation. This is also going to create some illumination underneath your foundation. Again, rub that down through the neck. Next step is to do your eyebrows. Now, these subsequent steps, honestly, you might see people do them in a different order. I like to do my eyebrows next. I have an angle brush that I use for my eyebrows, and eyebrows can be kind of complicated. I have fuller eyebrows, which, funny realization, used to do all this dramatic stuff to my eyebrows after like cutting them all the way off only to draw them back on. Then I was like, girl, poor Kay, like that doesn't make any sense. So now it's much more simple. There are a variety of ways to do brows. I just like to enhance some of the sparse areas within my brow. And truly, of all the pomades and dips and whatever that's out there, y'all, I use my doggone eyeshadow palette to do my eyebrows, because this is what works for me. So this is just e.l.f.'s old neutral palette for my eye, or my most full, if in a perfect world where nobody has patchy eyebrows. So just going in at the edge. I'm back, honey. So I did my brows off camera and filled in the other one, used some concealer, this LA Girl concealer. It's $1.99, got it at Mid-K and North. Oh my gosh, I need this. You need this in your life. Go get you some. So this is just a way to really highlight the under part of your brow. If you have bushy brows like me, or sometimes you don't have time to take care of your eyebrows and end up looking like Frida Kahlo, this will save your life and it looks like you just got your eyebrows waxed, threaded, plucked, whatever you do. So anyway, next is to start on the eyeshadow. Boop, 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 boop. As soon as I said that, I realized that I didn't have the palette that I wanted to use. I can't find it. So that's slightly frustrating, but we're gonna make do. So again, for my eyeshadow, I generally use this Wet n Wild palette. I don't even know what it's called because, well, I've had it for a while and like, what does that say? I don't know. But it has neutral colors in it. Clearly I use it a lot because most or two of the little colors are actually gone. But they have a newer version of this, and it has some other colors in it, and it's more of a matte palette. My only beef with this palette is the fact that it's all shimmery colors. Sometimes I'm not about that shimmery life. Like it there gets to a point where you just want like a flat color. Like you can't have a sparkly face, oh actually you can, but just sometimes you want matte colors. That's the real point. Without further ado, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do somewhat of a, I don't want to call it a smoky eye, but just a subdued smoky eye type situation, okay? And I like to start out with a transition color, which, guys, back up. Transition color, because I don't have the right palette. I'm gonna go to this palette, and also realize that there are no rules in makeup, so you might see me improvising and doing like, oh my gosh, like this is not an eyeshadow palette, this is a contour palette. I'm about to use it on my eyes because I can do what I want, okay? So for a transition color, this is this brown color in this e.l.f. palette. I'm gonna use this fluffy brush. I don't know if you can see that. Fluffy brushes are important. You need fluffy brushes in your life. I'm gonna put this just below, so below my brow bone, but above my eyeshadows, my eye, so, and not quite in my crease. That makes sense, just watch. And this is going to help incorporate all of the colors. I don't know how many colors I'm actually going to use at this point, don't ask, but this just helps give a good transition. So I'm Alright, so transition color is in. The next color that I'm going to use is going to be this iridescent kind of copper. Well, that one's copper. This brown, the shiny brown color. And I'm going to put that on my lid. I'm going to use this flat brush. This is like the cheap e.l.f. brushes. They're like $2-3, something like that. They're old and faithful, you know, they do what needs to be done. I don't like the inexpensive e.l.f. brushes for when it comes to fluffy brushes or face brushes, because more of the brush ends up on your face than being the brush. That's a problem. So anyway, I'm just gonna put this on all over my lid. And for this look in particular, my next step is going to be to use some eyeliner. Now, eyeliner is a tricky deal. Sometimes when you're going for convenience, you want to do makeup quickly, or you're also not trying to go for an all-out glam look. You're just going to work, or something that doesn't really require a whole lot of makeup. Sometimes eyeshadow or eyeliner can slow you down, and it also, there's a fine line between just like doing it simply just to have some there and then looking like Amy Winehouse, okay? And honestly, eyeliner is hard. I'm gonna use eyeliner because I think it makes my eyes look better. And I like to use liquid eyeliner. So this part is really optional. Whether or not you want to do that, it won't necessarily affect the look. So I like to use this Wet n Wild Mega Liner. This is black. And there's probably gonna have to be a whole nother tutorial on how to do eyeliner, but I'm gonna go off camera to do that, and then we'll move on with the rest of our tutorial. Alright, so eyeliner is done. I just did a simple cat eye. Again, I can make another tutorial on how to do eyeliner because it's really complicated and it takes time to learn how to do it, and then you need time to actually execute it even when you know how to do it. So the final step, well, almost final step for the eyes, is going to be to take a darker brown color. I can't find the brush I want to use. we're just gonna use that brush we used for the transition color for the sake of time, and I'm gonna go in with that brown color that I used on my eyebrows, and I'm going to go in the corner right around where the tip of my eyeshadow is, or my eyeliner is, and just kind of do a little bit of a halo there. Cool. So next is our face. Whoop, 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 whoop. And for the face, I like to first actually put on some chapstick, Vaseline, just a little bit to keep your lips moisturized, because we're going to want our lips prepped for that. But also sometimes I find that when you're putting on foundation, if you do it in the way that I do it, you can get some on your lips get dry, and then when you put your lipstick on, your lips are crusty, and then you just have a crusty lipstick on top, and that's not cute. No. So for my foundation, I like to use Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Hold up, that's my summer color. It is not summer, believe me. Have you seen it outside? It's not summer. Photo Focus. I am particularly the color Desert Beige, kinda, sorta. It's hard to match my color. Usually I need to use 2 or 3 different colors to get my tone. Different story. This foundation is very good. Get it at Walmart. This next step is somewhat optional, depends on how much time you have, but it's contouring, and the things that I use for contouring are the LA Colors Pro Concealer, and I have a light one, and then I have this one for the contouring. And this is the purpose of contouring is to restore the depth to your face. Sometimes when you put on foundation, it kind of diminishes the dimensions of your face, so whether it's your jawline and just some of those features that make you. So this kind of helps restore where the light hits your face. So using the Pro Concealer, again, if you don't have this in your beauty set, this is a great product, and I've seen beauty gurus on YouTube and Instagram, they could have some $500 foundation and they're using this because it's a quality product. I personally like the applicator right here. I think that's great. So just get a little bit of this product, and we're gonna target underneath the eyes as well as our nose, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then our T-zone essentially. And be careful because it's easy to over apply this product and you really don't want that. So I'm gonna just make some now that I look like a tribal princess warrior, it's time to take the contour concealer, and we are going to place this underneath our cheekbones. If you have trouble locating your cheekbones, just do this. So mine is right here. Tiny line, that's all you need. Well, I lied. You need a little bit more than that because that ain't doing nothing for nobody, okay? Yep, same on the other side. Bam, honey. And then on your nose. Nose part is optional. This is if you kind of want to give yourself a temporary plastic surgery. A little bit on the forehead, temples, ka-ching, ka-ching. All right, let's get blending. I personally don't do my chin because when I contour my chin, strange things happen and I get scared. So I don't do that. I'm not about that chin life. So what I like to do first, I have this pointed foundation brush from e.l.f. and this is their higher line. All their black stuff is higher quality than their white stuff. Don't take that the wrong way, please. But it just is. And so I use this to blend out the contour part. And why I put these on at the same time, but then also start with the brown first, is that in the event that you have too much of the brown, the lighter highlighter can temper that. And I generally need mercy when it comes to my cheeks because this area can be the struggle. And you want to blend outward. And for the highlighter, I like to use my Silicone Beauty Blender to So this next process, if you do indeed choose to contour, is called baking. So when I choose to bake, I have this translucent powder that I use by e.l.f. Honestly, I've used a lot of translucent powders. This one in particular is my favorite. It comes with this little cushy thing. I don't use that, that's garbage. But it has these little porous holes in it. Just tap a small amount in the cap of the product. And I have a beauty blender that I use. What did I say? Like beauty blender. I got me a beauty blender I'll be putting on my face. And put this powder where I placed my, okay honey, we need more than that. What are we doing? I place this translucent powder everywhere that I put my highlighter. All right, friends. So that's translucent powder. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And while we're sitting and waiting for our translucent powder, I'm going to contour. Remember our faithful contour palette friend from e.l.f.? Yes, we are going to use this homie to just set the other powder that we used on our face. I'm going to use that same color that I used in my transition. Okay, I'm done waiting. So once we have put all our powders on our face, it's time to take it off. Using a kabuki brush. Using your kabuki brush, just gently blend all. Now that all of that fabulousness is done, it's time for the party favors. So blush and highlighter. For blush is a tricky game because you can't just put on any blush. You know, I think that blush needs to kind of match the overall theme that we're going for here. So I'm going to use, hold on y'all, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This blush here, this is a Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, and this color is Mellow Wine. This is generally the color that I go to for most of my looks. And for this look, generally I use this cute little brush that I got from Walgreens. I think it's like the Studio 35 brand, but this brand like was a 5 set for $10, and these are some really quality brushes. You may have seen that I used this for my contour just a minute ago. So blush, less is more, and it's important where you place your blush. It's taken me a while to figure out where to place my blush. I used to just put it all up the side, but then I realized like that's not really where my blush needed to go. I'm kind of more of an apple of the cheeks type of gal, but again, it's probably a good idea to suck your cheeks in a little bit and figure out where you want to put it. So I'm gonna put my blush and this is my favorite part. It's time to frost the cupcake. This palette is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter Palette Illuminatrix. I got this at Ulta for $14, and it's incredible. It's just my favorite thing in life. So let's get on with it. I have this magical fan brush, and I dropped it and close my palette. This magical fan brush, get you one of these. Okay. And today, I'm gonna use this Sweet Peony color. When it comes to highlighter, use as much as you like, boo. Use as much as you like. Just gonna apply it this way, and it doesn't always look like, because highlighter's so fine, that you have a whole lot of product on there, but trust me, you do. And I just like to go over the top of where my cheekbones are. Circular motions. Do you see this magic? Yes, Jesus. Yeah. Now, you don't have to put on as much highlighter as I do. Clearly, I'm dramatic. So I'm gonna put on as much highlighter as my little gorgeous face can handle. I like to put a little bit on my nose, kind of at the tip of the nose, and then in between my brows a little bit. I like to put some above my lip on my Cupid's bow, but apparently my whole mustache, I'm gonna have a highlighter mustache. Yes, boo. Don't do what I just did. Just at the top. Just at the top. And then I like to take some and put it underneath my brow bone. This is what we call strobing. Yes, honey bear, you look good. Yes! Okay, so once you're done being full of yourself, it's now time to select lipstick. Lipstick is one of my favorite things. It's also one of those things where you have to kind of decide what look you're going for. Sometimes I like to go for a full lip. So with something like this, I'm kind of stuck between like a red, or I'm also looking at this mauve color, and I wonder if I want to do an ombre. At any rate, my favorite lipstick brand is NYX Liquid Suede. Holy banana boat. This product is incredible. So it's a matte lipstick. You can get it, I usually buy mine at Target or Ulta, and Liquid Suede is just one of their lines. It happens to be my favorite line because it stays so long. I brought this color, which one is this? Cherry Skies, to Japan with me. We woke up at 7 in the morning and didn't end our day until like 9 or 10. Applied once, 6 times probably between them, between applying it. It didn't come off. Like, no, there's no extra primer and all the situation. You put it on and you call it a day, honey. Go live your life. this is why I enjoy this product. So I've decided that I'm going to do an ombre type situation. Actually, no, I'm just going to use one color. So this is Vintage, one of my favorite colors. And finally, we need to put on our mascara. And today I'm using Wet n Wild Mega Volume. In all honesty, this is not my favorite mascara. My personal favorite is Maybelline. I don't have any with me today, but Maybelline's, what is it called? Their classic one. Do I have one? Oh, yes, their Great Lash. I enjoy it. I actually need to get rid of this because it's drier than a mug. But this one, and then they also have the pink one, Lash Sensation. Super duper favorites. Just don't have any right now. So sorry. But this does the trick. I am mad. And last but not least, you want to seal all of your fabulous work with a face setting spray. My personal favorite is this Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe and rose water. This is an incredible product. I purchased it at Ulta for $7. I use it every day. Even sometimes before I go to bed, when I do my night routine, I just spray it on my face for some refreshment and moisture. It's an incredible product, but I also make my own rose water. I'll probably do a tutorial on that some other time, but this is just sufficient. So you want to seal your face with a lovely, refreshing kiss. Make sure it's all covered. Don't spray too much because one time I got facial setting spray happy, put too much on, and my eyeliner was gone. It's a sad day. And this, my friends, is how you can achieve an everyday makeup look. Again, there are some ways that if you're pressed for time that you can cut down on it. Eyeliner is absolutely not essential, nor is contouring, but if you just want that extra depth, that extra polish, go for it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if you want another video, totally let me know. But until next time, stay beautiful. Bye.